and welcome again to Seven Rivers Talk with Bob Burrell, and that's who I am, and I have as my guest today Bill Feehan, who is running for the La Crosse County Board. We're very pleased to have you with us today, Bill. Seven Rivers Talk is a program that has just started here on Channel 23 KQEG, and every day at 5:30 in the evening you'll see a Seven Rivers segment. And of course on Mondays it's Seven Rivers Talk, and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays it's sports and it's other subject areas as well. So I hope you keep tuned into these programs. Seven Rivers Talk has a mission of trying to bring to you information as well as information to our guests relative to candidates, incumbents, issues, controversies, things that make a difference in our community. And we're hoping that it'll help, the content we have here will help educate all of you as well. And we also hope you'll find the show entertaining, but not too much entertaining, Bill.
Okay.
Bill Feehan, you've been here in the county for about 14 or 15 years now, and what has motivated you to run for the county board?
Well, Bob, I'm concerned about rapidly rising property taxes. And over the last 11 years, those taxes have risen by an average of about 7.25%. And people's incomes, many people are on fixed incomes like Social Security, they may see a 3% average increase. So that means the tax burden is rising very rapidly, and it's hurting people. In the city of La Crosse, in the district that I hope to represent, we pay about a 45% higher property tax rate than people outside the city of La Crosse. And that has bad consequences for our district because young families aren't moving into the district and many people are choosing to move out. So I'm hoping we might be able to reduce spending and give people a break on their taxes.
You know, Bill, it's important, I think, for people who are living in the county, who are citizens here, for them to have a little perspective about the role of the county board itself, the role of the county board government. You have the town boards, you have city councils, you have county boards, state legislators, and so forth. What is the key role of a county board within that part of the legislative mix here?
Well, the county board is comprised of 35 people, and those people are charged with overseeing the operation of our $133 million county budget. About $29 million of that is raised through our local property taxes. Some of the essential services that we provide are maintaining highways, providing human services, and of course the Sheriff's Department falls under county government, and a good example would be the new Law Enforcement Center addition that's being built off of 4th Street.
You mentioned right at the beginning of our little conversation here about some of the tax burdens, and I know you have several different approaches to tax burdens and the impact upon the individual in the county. The economies of our nation, including La Crosse County and the state of Wisconsin, I think are negative at this moment, and we're feeling the impact. Specifically, in your walks around the community here, what have you found for as far as individuals are concerned? Are they hurting? Is there a way for them to get out? And what can you do at the county level to help reduce that burden, that tax burden?
That's a great question. I've spoken to over 200 people, and what they're telling me is many people don't have jobs. Others have accepted jobs that are lower paying to try and make ends meet. We have many people who are disabled on fixed incomes, people who are on Social Security, and of course, even people who have jobs, many have not seen raises over the last 2 years. So at the same time that those people are feeling that pain, our county government continues to increase spending and to raise taxes. And so it's creating a real hardship for the people in La Crosse.
You've got, I know in talking with Bill, he showed me some excellent slides or graphs, if you will, to kind of illustrate what these kinds of burdens are and the profiles of these economies. Why don't you talk about slide 1 here,
right,
and what it means?
Well, the first slide is the percent increase in our county property tax levy over the last 11 years. And you can see in the early years, 2000, 2001, we actually had an increase of over 14% in each of those years. And as we come forward, if you average out those increases, it comes out to about 7.25% annual increase in our property taxes.
That's quite a difference there.
Right, and of course, going back to what's the impact on people, I've spoken to many people who are on Social Security, and they're not seeing any increase last year or this year, and over the long term, their payments increase by about 2.5% or 3% a year. So the problem is, at a 6 or 7% annual increase, we're doubling our property tax burden about every 11 or 12 years, and people's incomes at a 3% rate would only double every 24 years. So the burden is growing very rapidly.
And I think it's probably replicated and maybe even compounded because, according to you and also according to the La Crosse mayor, people are not moving into the county as you would like to see them, and there are not as many young people who would be family-bearing families coming into the county. What can you, as a prospective county board member, recommend that we can do about that?
Well, first let me just say a couple of words about that impact, because it is a very important impact. I've spoken to a priest at one of the Catholic churches and a principal at the Lutheran school, and those people are telling me just what you said, that young families are not moving back into our district. And at the same time that we're about to have hearings on consolidating our elementary schools, they're making additions onto schools in places like Holmen. So what we're doing is we're shifting the population and creating additional cost to taxpayers. And again, it's because of the huge discrepancy in taxes in the city of La Crosse versus outlying areas. So that the other aspect of that is many of the houses that are owned in the city of La Crosse now are rental properties, and sometimes those properties aren't kept up as well as a private homeowner would keep up the house. So it is a very serious problem.
Thank you so much, Bill, for that. We're going to take a quick break now so that Rick Wilson, the manager of KQEG, can get an ad in here and help at least have a table in front of us to lean on here as we're going. But when we come back, I want to have you give a little profile about yourself and talk about your own history and experiences so people who are watching this can get an idea of whether you're a worthy candidate or not. And so we'll be back in a short moment with Bill Feehan. He is a candidate for the La Crosse County Board. I'm Bob Burrell, and we'll be back in a few moments.